Hey everybody, I'm Eric in Exile. Today, I realized I have 27 game consoles. So we're gonna check them out and we're gonna lose our minds. Let's do it! Here's my Atari 5200. I go way back with this. I don't really use it anymore, mostly because ROMs, but this is actually a great system. And I had a lot of fun with this back in the day. And let's take a look at this. And there we go. There's my old school Atari 5200. It's pretty beat up, but it's still there and it still works. Here I have two Atari 7800 systems. This one on the left here I've had since the early 90s, while the one on the right is a bit beat up, but I recently picked it up in case I needed replacement parts. Shout out to my friends at Retro Gaming Arts for modding my 90s console with the red, white, and yellow plugs. Perfect. In keeping with Atari, here's my Atari Jaguar. I bought this in 1993 at Electronics Boutique, and they were selling overstock from KB Toys in the same mall. I don't know what you paid for your Jaguar, but here's what I paid. $29.99 for my Atari Jaguar. Nice. I like the Jaguar. It doesn't have a lot of games, but there are a few good ones on there for sure. And this is the last part of our Atari portion. This is the Retron 77. It's essentially a console that is made to specifically work with the original Atari cartridges. And if we open it up, take a look what we have. Comes with a controller, and here's the actual unit itself. And again, it's a Hyperkin product, and they usually make some pretty good stuff. So this is definitely something that you want to have if you have a lot of Atari games, for sure. When the ColecoVision came out, it made Atari and Intellivision look stupid. It had the best graphics of the time, though. The fact that you could play Atari games on your ColecoVision was massive. To this day, I firmly believe that if it wasn't for the video game crash of 1983, we would still have ColecoVision around. Actually, we do. Thanks to the CollectorVision Phoenix, we can still play all of those Coleco games. ColecoVision actually had a lot going for it. Now, can you imagine the Coleco Xbox or the Sony ColecoVision? I wonder what would actually have happened during that time. I love this. I love the steering wheel on this. Yeah. All right. Good stuff. I love Coleco, man. I really do. Okay. On the left, we have the original Sega Genesis Model 1, and on the right, we have the Model 2. I've since retired both of these consoles in favor of the Mega SG, which we'll be taking a look at shortly. Even though I've retired both of these consoles, I still keep them around, because you never know. Besides, both of these consoles are like tanks, and I love them. Here's my Sega CDX. I bought this in 1994, and it's still working. God loves Sega. And here's my Sega Saturn. I don't have a ton of Sega Saturn games, maybe 20 or 25 games, and I'm good with that for now. And here's my Sega Dreamcast. I have another black sports Sega Dreamcast, and I also have a white one as well. So that's 3 Sega Dreamcast systems. Here's my Mega SG connected to the Sega CD. I'm very close to completing a full Sega CD set. It'll probably be a month or two, but I will complete it. And here's my PlayStation 3. It's an original 60 gig, full backwards compatible PlayStation 3. I love this thing. And here we have the PS4 Pro. This console is actually pretty nice. I haven't had any issues with it, and the games look fantastic. And of course, we've got the original Xbox. The thing is about the size of a boat anchor, but it's still pretty awesome. Gotta love Xbox. Okay, the external drive here is actually going to the Xbox One X, and the Xbox 360 is just standalone by itself. Of course the Nintendo 64 made it on here. Where else you gonna bust out some GoldenEye? Plus, all the new mods that have been coming out for this console? Good times. Can't forget the Gamecube. I love this thing, even with its weird sized discs. Plus, you got 4-player Smash. Go get it. So like everyone else, I went out and bought a Wii, and I still have the exact same 3 games with the system. And those would be Mario Kart, of course, which comes in the box, and infamous Wii Sports, of course, Let's Go Bowling. And the one game that I actually wanted to play, that would be Power Rangers Samurai. Yeah! So we probably don't need to do an unboxing on this. We have plenty of other stuff that we can go through, but yeah, the Wii, it was cool, and I moved on. And of course, here is my Wii U. I've been having a great time with this console. It really is awesome. Man, around here it's like Christmas. All these game consoles, it's awesome. The Panasonic 3DO came out around the same time as the Atari Jaguar. 3DO has some cool games on it, like Battlesport, Demolition Man, and Wolfenstein 3D. Let's go ahead and do a little quick unboxing with this. I actually like this console a lot. Got most of the stuff up here. Some controllers. And here is the actual console. Scoop it around. Actually, take the plastic off on this. Okay, here we go. Yeah, nice. Take a look at that. I'm gonna look at that through the camera. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I like that console. There's a lot of cool games on it. I don't have a ton of the collection, but I've got maybe 10 to 12 3DO games. It's actually pretty fun. If you can find one, grab it. Like everyone else, I grabbed a few minis. We've got the Sega Genesis, Sony PlayStation Classic, TurboGrafx, NES Classic Edition, and Super Nintendo Classic Edition. Now, the Sega Genesis is cool because you can go online to True Blue Mini on Amazon, and for 40 bucks, you can purchase a thumb drive that has all 800 plus Sega Genesis games. And how is that even legal? I guess it's legal? I don't even know. They must be resellers. That's the only thing I can think of. That it has to be resellers that are able to actually put those out for sale. In any case, and I'm not like a paid spokesperson or anything like that. I'm just a dude that I bought a couple thumb drives. So moving on, there was the Sony PlayStation Classic, which is another one. And people hated it because it had like only 20 games on it or something like that. It had European games for some reason. Some of them were running slower than the American versions. In any case, True Blue Mini to the rescue. I ended up picking up another thumb drive for 250 games. And again, this was like $20 or $25 for the thumb drive. In any case, like I said, I'm not like a spokesperson or anything like that. It's just me. I'm just a dude. I bought a couple of thumb drives, and that's pretty much it. Moving on. So I tried out the TurboGrafx. I never really had that much of an experience with TurboGrafx, but I believe there was 57 games in this TurboGrafx Mini, and I tried all of them, even if it was like 30 seconds a piece or whatever. I tried to go through all of them, and I did. And I thought it was great. I thought it was actually a pretty decent console. And again, it's something that I never really got a chance to check out back in the day. And again, also the NES Classic Edition. I'm not like a huge fan of the NES. Probably would lean a little more towards the Super Nintendo Classic Edition versus the NES Classic Edition. But in either case, the NES and the Super Nintendo, those are both solid entries as well in the mini market. Here we are at the very end, which brings me back to the very beginning. There would be no Eric in Exile if it weren't for Radio Shack Electronic TV Scoreboard. My parents came home one day with this Pong console and I lost my mind. I couldn't believe I was actually playing a game on our TV. So yeah, I've literally been playing video games since Pong. And that's legit, son. you will always see Radio Shack TV scoreboard somewhere in my backdrop, so I will never forget where I came from. Okay, so we'll do a quick unboxing here. And remember the time where they put all the schematics with the game? So put that over there. And let's take a look at this. I might have to, there we go. Comes with a gun. This is the gun. And on the other side, we have this, which is, this is the remote controller. And this other big phone type thing here is the other controller. And this is where all the action goes down here. And here's for player number 2. So there it is. Radio Shack electronic TV scoreboard. Awesome. If you like what I'm doing here, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Share this video with your friends. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I post a brand new video every Friday, so click that notification bell to be notified when it goes live. Let me know what you think about the 27 game consoles down in the comments below. I want to thank everybody for joining in today, and I'll see you in the next video.